Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
More fantastic weather on this Tuesday here in central and eastern Kentucky. Of course, a little bit on the cool side, chilly side this morning, in fact, low to mid 40s. But the quiet fall weather continues into the coming days. The weekend ahead looks great, dry, warm for outdoor activities. A lot going on, of course. Now, next week, a little different story, another shot of cooler air, and we may have some frost potential by then as well. Nothing happening around the region with high pressure and control. Checking out downtown Mount Sterling in front of the Montgomery County Courthouse. We're at 70 degrees. Winds are light out of the north, about 5 to 10. Of course, with sunset about 90 minutes away, we're beginning to back temperatures down. We're mainly in the low 70s. That's where we ended up. Temperatures about 2 to 4 milder than what we had this time yesterday. So you see here high pressure and control just to our west. East of the Mississippi, not anything going on. In fact, east of the Rockies, it is fairly quiet. Got to go up into Maine and into South Florida where they've got a few thunderstorms there. Should be a nice, pleasantly cool evening, and out the door tomorrow morning. Probably need the light jacket again as we hit the mid 40s, and I think we'll maybe tack on a degree or two to highs tomorrow, looking good in that regard. The fall meet at Keeneland back in session tomorrow. Should be a nice day for it. Again, a little pleasantly cool for tailgating in the morning, but throughout the afternoon, looking good. More sunshine. High pressure gives way. We'll have a little backdoor front that'll catch us and allow a secondary high to build in. That's why we back temperatures off into the low 70s on Thursday and then begin to head the other way. Should be a great night for high school football. That's going to continue into the weekend. More on that coming up. All right, here's the latest on Milton. Back up to a Category 5, 165 mile per hour maximum sustained winds. Watch the loop here. You can't see the blue until the last few frames, showing that that eye wall replacement was complete and it has strengthened. Now going forward, a lot of folks getting caught up with the wind speed. You have to look at the big picture. The wind picks up the water to create the storm surge, and that's where you run into your big issues along the especially west coast of Florida. But this is going to impact both coasts. First big major change, it looks a little slower, so probably a landfall during the early hours of Thursday now. And there's only 150 miles from coast to coast, so interior sections of Florida, around Orlando, and the East Coast even, still looking at a fairly strong hurricane as it moves eventually back out to sea. And I mentioned that storm surge being key. And with Milton here, 10 to 15 feet, Tampa, Sarasota, north of Fort Myers. That looks to be where landfall is. And again, the storm surge is going to be incredible. Still going to be a destructive hurricane no matter what the wind. Again, that's kind of immaterial relative to the storm surge. And you see here along the Space Coast up toward Jacksonville, 6, 8 feet even as the storm goes out to sea. And just for some perspective here you go, 4 or 5 feet. And then just think of a wall of water, 12, 14, 15 feet high, just rushing on shore, the power of that ocean water being driven by the wind. And that's why, unfortunately, it's going to be a pretty bad situation, it appears, down in Florida a little later in the week. Now, next week, after a nice weekend, look at the chilly air building in behind a frontal system late on Sunday. And actually could mean a little frost about a week out. Chilly tonight, 46. Tomorrow, 75. More sunshine. Another beautiful day. Extended forecast looks good for Kentucky and Vandy at Kroger Field. Fall meet continues at Keeneland. It will be breezy. That's going to push us into the upper 70s on Sunday. But man, look at next week with that cooler air, upper 50s and low 60s. And again, by Tuesday morning, maybe some frost here in the area.